Hey, what's up, Facebook? It's Longhorn the Comedian. I'm back doing the B-side chat tonight, and I was waiting for my screen to catch up with me, but I don't know if it's going to do that or not. So, let's see here. Oh, there I am. So I hope everybody's, thank y'all for, if you caught my show a few minutes ago, thank y'all very much for keeping up and following. I wanted to talk about something that I try not to talk about during my show, although I mentioned it, but COVID-19. The Hey, Charlotte, I see you. Thank you for coming back in. But COVID-19, I know we've learned a lot about it in the last past 6 months, and there's still a whole lot more to learn. But I asked a question on my Facebook page, and I just wanted to see if I can get some of y'all to talk to me about it because something that's kind of near and dear to me. It's not near and dear, but it's something that's on my head. And I was actually involved in a conversation about it, earlier. And hold on one second. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Papa.
Papa is doing a Facebook Live show. Can I call you right back?
Yes, sir. I just wanted to call you back.
Okay, Papa, I'll call you back. Love you.
Later.
Bye. Okay. So that was my grandson, Lil Horn. He will be 13 in 6 days. Oh my God, that's a whole nother. That's a whole nother thing. Um, but like I said, I made mention about this on my Facebook page, and so far we've had 84 responses to this. And some people thought I was asking would they take the test. I would take the COVID test, but honestly, I'm not even a big fan of taking the COVID test. Why? Because it seemed like you go and take the COVID test, and then all of a sudden, bam, you got COVID, and then it's a downhill slide from there. I don't get it, but then again, I understand why a lot of people don't go to the doctor's office because it's like you feeling fine, and then you go to the doctor, and the doctor tells you got, whatever. And then the next thing you know, they're whisking you away to some doctors, whisking you away to the hospital, for whatever. But I asked the question, would you take the COVID-19 vaccine today? And overwhelmingly, what the responses was not no, but hell no. And I kind of understand some people's viewpoints about that, but I was hoping that, maybe a few people would chime in live with me, to discuss this. Just type your stuff in the box there. Um, because I have mixed emotions about it. Okay, here's where I'm at. On one hand, I'm like the rest of them. No, I'm not taking this test. I'm not taking. You can't put that in me until it's been tested. I don't want anything that's beta. I don't want the first version of anything. I don't trust you. I know history, and I know, I saw what y'all did to the Indians with the blankets and the chicken pox and the Tuskegee experiment. You gave people syphilis, and you gave black men syphilis, and didn't tell us we had it. We don't know what other experiments that you guys have had, and then two, with this virus impacting the African American community in the fashion that it is, I'm scared of y'all. And especially considering the climate of our country right now, I'm scared of you and this virus and this vaccine. So therefore, I'm not so compelled to be the one to go, yeah, okay, give it to me, let me try it. Although I do applaud those who have stepped forward and says, yes, I will do this. I'm not. I'm not that guy. But on the other hand, I would. Yeah, I would, and here's the reason why I thought about it. If I thought that it would protect my family and my loved ones, and me taking it and proving that, helping to prove that it did work, would help my family and my friends and people around me, then I would be like, okay, go ahead, let's do it. So it's a double-edged sword for me. And I know that sounds weird, but it maybe not. Maybe it doesn't sound weird. Maybe it makes complete sense because I guess y'all that know me know how I am about my family and my friends, and my fans. If I can help you, God knows I will do that. But can you see where that juggle is right there? And so, no, I read through every one of the comments today, and I had one guy say I do it every week, and I was like, excuse me. It turns out he was taking the test every week. Then I had another person say it did already. I'm like, really? I'm like, you must be a test subject because I didn't know, what was going on there. Now, it's interesting, James, that you would say Mark of the Beast chip because, quite frankly, they were talking about that. They've been talking about that for years. My mother worked on a project with the Navy when she lived in D.C. And what it was she was working with RFID chips back then. But and there are certain individuals who do have chips that they are wearing, but quite frankly, you know, that is one thing to consider. But at the same time, though, something else that was brought to my attention is our kids, our children, our grandchildren. They're probably gonna at one point in time make it mandatory for our grandchildren and our children to get to take a shot before they can go to school, and COVID-19 is going to be in it. I mean, the vaccine is going to be a part of those shots that they take. So then what do we do then, especially if we are against it? I hope I'm making some sense here. I hope you understand where I'm coming from here. I'm not being I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just stating the facts. Laura says the unknown is very much, cautious. Is very much cautious. A sure thing is better for sure. True enough. That's very true. My daughter says I'll be moving in with you if they make it mandatory. It's too new, and I refuse. And I'm alone that mindset. I get that mindset. You know, Terry, glad to hear you. Glad to see you. I said, she gave you a shout out on my last show. Glad to hear you're doing better. He's in the Terry's. Y'all send some love to Terry. He's in the hospital. Had his appendix ruptured while he was out on the road. He drove 5.5 hours with a ruptured appendix. Man, you stronger than Hercules nuts. But I'm glad you're doing all right, my brother. I'm glad to hear you are COVID-19 free. But can y'all understand where I'm coming from? Can you see my dilemma here? Not going to get political, but don't get me wrong. I have seen, the few times that I've been out this week, I have seen, oh shoot, there's one yes right there. Dude named Kevin Schatz. He said he would take the bite. He would take it. Okay. Then Sean says, only if the government comes, only if it comes with a government provided tracking microchip. He's being silly, One person says, federal employee, I will not have a choice. And that's what's so sad about it, is that some people won't have a choice. If you're working for the government, you're not going to have a choice. They're going to say, hey, look, you got to take this. Or if you want to continue working here, you're going to have to take this shot. And I'm sure some jobs are going to come to us in that same fashion that says that, if you don't take this, then you can't work here. To be an educator. If you don't take this, then you can't be an educator. And then what is that going to do to our country? I guess you can tell I've thought a whole lot about this. Because I have. And I'm not trying to dissuade anybody against taking it. Me personally, I haven't had a flu shot since I got out the Army. I just haven't. And I've had the flu a couple of times. Apparently I got over it. I'm still here. But it also makes you stop and you wonder. And it also makes you, let me go back to what I was saying earlier. I have seen so many people that wouldn't wear a mask before now wearing masks now that 45 has contracted it. And I know some people say it's BS. Some people say he ain't got it. Some people say, it's a farce and our publicity stunt. I don't know. I don't wish him no harm. I hope the man has a full recovery if he does have it. But I hope it changes his mindset, because there's a lot of people who are following his lead and believing what he's saying and doing what he is doing. There's a lot of people who still think this thing is a hoax. Well, we got 210,000 people that are dead in this country over what they thought was a hoax. There's over 1 million people dead around the world over what they're calling a hoax. But I'm hoping that they don't think that anymore. Because the truth of the matter is this: somebody very close to my family has recently contracted it. My daughter had it. I had it. Wife had it. He's got it. Now, other family members are on lockdown because of this. So it's real. And it's not a black or a white thing. It's not a Republican or Democrat thing. It's a real deal Holyfield situation. And it's sad that we are just now starting to get even more serious about it, or even think or talk seriously about it. And it's not political. It's not about politics. But now the question is, by some timelines, there'll be a vaccine by the end of the year. Why do we need a vaccine for something that's supposed to mysteriously disappear? I'm just asking. Why will we need a vaccine for that? So some say it's going to be a vaccine by the end of the year. Some say it's not going to be until next year. But the question still looms. Do we trust it as a country? Do we trust it? Do we step up and say, okay, go ahead and put whatever this is in my arm? Y'all remember the swine flu? That was just not too long ago. You know, the swine flu outbreak was 2008 to 2012. How many? I think in 14, 2008, 12, 9. Jesus Christ, 5, 14. How many of y'all actually went out and got a swine flu shot? I didn't. And I know that may be bad. And, and I'm not trying to lead anybody in the wrong direction. I'm just asking questions. And it's probably the same questions you all have asked as well. So, I'm a big proponent of my mask. And so, from what I've read and what I've seen and what I remember from being in the military, that mask is that first line of defense. It's going to minimize the possibility of whatever getting into your respiratory system. True enough, you can pull. Stuff can get in through your ears, but last I checked, you're not sucking air. You're not sucking in air through your ears. If you are, then you probably could swim underwater. Yeah, you're a fish. Why do I care? I care about each and every one of y'all. I want you to be safe. I want you to be happy. I want you to be healthy. I want you to love. I want your families to do well. I want all of that. So, somebody's got to ask the damn question. Somebody's got to say, or bring forth, or, be concerned about what a lot of people are afraid to talk about, simply because if we don't talk about it, the things that we don't talk about, when we don't talk about it, everybody just assumes it's okay. Everything's just fine. Everything's, just hunky-dory. Well, I know if I'm thinking about it, so are you. If I'm talking about it, I'm not the brightest man in the world, so I know there's a lot of folks out there who are smarter than me that are actually thinking about it and talking about it. So, just being real about it. So, read over here. Charlotte say, I figured that something is better than nothing. I haven't been out among people since the bowling tournament, the 1st of March. I get that curbside pickup for groceries, anything else I need. That's smart. Terry, you're still in the hospital. Hope you get out soon. James, I'm with you. Give it to the politicians first. I get that. All right, Terry. I know. I normally don't smoke on screen, man, but this is just something that's really, really near and dear to me right now. Hey, Linda. Good to see you. Love you too. What's up, Kanice? Adria, I'm glad you made it home safe. But I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I'll never get interviewed by CNN or NBC or ABC because I'm not a politician or or a influencer or anything like that. I'm just a regular guy. But I'm a regular guy that cares about his fellow man and his fellow woman. So yeah, I asked the question. Will you take the shot? Will you be the guinea pig? Or will you wait until it's been certified and they know that it actually works and it's not going to cause, you to grow another arm or another butthole or, or any, or your ears are not going to turn into cauliflower? Or is it going to make you sicker? Because quite frankly, in every vaccine, there's a certain amount of the virus that they're trying to protect you from. Think about that. So that's the B-side chat for tonight, y'all. I'm still kicking it in my robe. I guess I'll take a shower Sunday. So yeah, I love you. God loves you. Respect yourselves. Take care of your kids. Respect our vets. I'm Longhorn. God bless y'all. $2.